should you go to actor parties? So you know actor parties, like rap parties. Your friend is in a movie and it wrapped, and you're gonna go because you know you might meet Ron Howard, or there's like a red carpet party or something, or the most nefarious of these things are the actor parties that are run by actors for actors, and you go and you all hang out and you're all actors. And so when I was in my 20s, I would go to these parties, and I'm not sure why. I think I was networking. So let's talk about like what networking is in a second. But you go to these parties and you'd walk around and you meet a lot of actors and talk about, you know, what are you auditioning with for and who's your agent? And, you know, some of it was fun, like you know, drink beer and hang out with your colleagues. But as business goes, it's of absolutely no value. And I liken it to carpet salesmen all hanging out at a carpet salesman conference, talking to carpet salesmen, trying to sell each other carpets. You're like, everyone's got a carpet. So when you're networking, you need to be efficient and specific and particular about what it is you're trying to connect with, you know. It's great to have, I mean, listen, you should be surrounded by a community of actors. Behind every actor is a community, and in you know, the entourage was like a kind of a joke about it, but it's actually true. Like, but when you talk about one actor, you start going, oh look, those 7 actors all came up together, and it's way better and way easier for you and your, you know, set of 15, 20 actors who you're really close with to all help each other get up, you know. um but so I'm all over community and connecting and bringing buddies to auditions, bringing a friend to audition with you in order to, you know, help you with your sides and keep your nerves down. And I think an actor should try to find, because I don't believe in competition, right? I believe in community and collaboration. So you should try to find your the 3 or 4 or 5 people who are exactly the same type as you. You know, I have 4 or 5 pretty close friends, actors. They're, you know, peers and colleagues, but I call them friends, who are basically, you know, middle-aged, youthful white guys who are kind of good looking, but just a little bit smarmy, but actually really nice and vulnerable when you know, scratch them. And it's like we're all kind of the same, you know. And we play those guys in suits, and you check in with each other. You actually go, so how's it going? What's your, and you make sure you're all with different agents, and then you collaborate on like what's happening in town, and are we seeing the same people, and why are we going to, what are you working on, and is it busy right now for you, and you know. And I think that's great. Like that's collaboration, that's community. But that's not the parties. The party thing is like you go and you're like, oh, you know, that big producer's there, Joel Silver's there, and maybe I can like bump into him and he'll recognize me at the party while he's drinking martinis with all his friends and the people, you know, crew. Like that'll be the moment where he goes, oh, you're the undiscovered, you know, gem that I've been looking for. It's like, it's that's akin to that kind of if your business plan is you're going to get found standing on the corner of Rodeo Drive, then you're in some serious trouble. Like if your business plan is a limo's going to pull over and then they're going to go, hey kid, you should be in my feature, you know. It's just not how it works. So don't worry about these parties. You go to the parties and have fun, or don't go to the parties and stay home and watch movies with you know, your spouse. But the only people you really need to be networking for or with are casting people. And the reason why is because an actor is not a business to public business. We don't sell our product to the public. We sell our product to another business. In other words, Netflix is purchasing Matthew Harrison Incorporated, or licensing or leasing the product, which is me. And they have a purchasing agent, which is a casting director, and my selling agent, which is my talent agent. They discuss whether or not I'm the right product, and then we have a pitch meeting, which is called an audition, and then I get hired. So really, when it all comes down to it, the director on television has very little say on who gets cast. The director in a feature film does, but by then you're a known quantity, or you've been brought into the room by the casting people. Producers often don't get involved until the last moment, and so it ends up that the only person that you're marketing yourself to is the casting director. And that makes life seemingly complicated because actors tend to then set the casting director as like the gatekeeper of my career. Like I have to get through them, you know, through the troll of the bridge or whatever. Um, uh, but it's actually kind of the opposite thing. It's a complete boon. It's super easy. You know, in Los Angeles, there's, I don't know, a couple dozen really that matter. Sorry for those of you that are in the not the couple dozen, but then casting directors in like in Vancouver, there's 11. In Toronto, there's 9. If you live in Winnipeg, there are 2. So it's like you go, this is easy. I just need to make sure that that person is aware of who I am and what I bring to the art form and what I bring to the business, the industry, what is my brand and what is my style. And the casting director's job is to be aware of all the product that's out there so that when they need a certain product, they can find it. And so you're doing a service to them and actually aiding them in their work when you say, hey, here's what I've got. This is what I do. So instead of going on a Friday night and a Saturday night to that cast party, hoping that you might bump into the casting director, who at that point is 3 mojitos in, and she's hanging out with the, you know, the star of the show who she's got a crush on. Like she's not interested in, like, this is not the time to be giving your headshot. And anyway, they can't see you act, so they don't care about you. They care about you as an actor. That's what do you bring as an acting, you know? So instead of going to the party, why don't you spend that time, resources, and money in creating an unbelievable demo reel or a wicked little short film, or inviting them as a judge or an adjudicator to a scene contest you're doing, or hire them for a workshop, or invite them to give a talk to a fellowship of actors or some kind of union of actors. Why not do a weekend evening of the greatest scenes from Star Trek, TOS to TNG? and then I just geeked out there. And then, you know, bring in a couple of actors with a little bit of more clout, and then invite her to come and see it, and then whoop, then she knows you, you know. So bumping into a casting director on the corner of the street or at the Starbucks is not going to do anything because they need to see you act. So invest in projects, small, medium, large projects, like projects, so that you can, which best suit your brand. Like there's mediocrity everywhere. You need to be stunningly good at what you do. So maybe Friday night going to that party, that red carpet party, maybe I should have been in class, you know, and then just get yourself to be absolutely brilliant and know exactly who you are so that you can then go and build that stuff and then hand it to them. And then they go, oh, look at that. That's really good. I'll keep that in mind next time I need that. So, you know, party away and have fun, but going to parties is not a business plan.